Jackson Podcast.
What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? So, is JayZ the only person that played it right when it came to these allegations that all of these women coming out with? He said, I remember the initial statement. He said, if I'm guilty, take me to jail because you ain't getting none of my money. And I feel like having daughters and stuff, man, it changes a man. My opinion. I don't have children, but I feel like having daughters and stuff, you got to stand on righteousness. Not saying that JayZ isn't guilty for some criminal activities. He raps about it. Everybody is guilty of something and has done something though. But because that accuser blamed him for something that he didn't do, and I got the audio. I want to play the audio before I read the AllHipHop.com piece that they put out about JayZ saying that he lost $170 million in deals due to this lie. And when I heard this audio, I knew he was going to beat the charge because the lady was backtracking on some of the things that she said.
But JayZ, you're saying he was definitely there? But he had no part in it, or he was just...
He was there.
He was just there, but he didn't have anything to do with any sexual acts towards you. It was strictly...
Yeah.
The woman is also heard saying her lawyer put her up to suing one of the world's most recognizable stars.
He was the one that kind of pushed me towards going forward with him.
With JayZ. Buzbee did?
Yeah.
Do you know why?
No.
See, she said that Buzbee pushed him towards going towards JayZ. That's going to make Buzbee look bad, man. Public perception, all you have now when you're doing these legal things is public perception. Everybody is on YouTube talking now. And you're perceived one way because you feel like the person that you listen to is the most authentic. And it's crazy. Like on my platform, I try not to sway people's, you know what I mean, thoughts about a person. I just present the information and I speak on it. And I give a perception that's objective. I try to keep a objective perspective. I learned that from Star. It's weird seeing how people play on your emotions and try to get you to lean one way or the other way. But let's get into the reading, man, and let me be quiet for a minute. So JayZ blames Accusers legal team for ruining $170 million in deal. JayZ accused Jane Doe and her attorneys of continuing to spread false claims and damaging his reputation, costing him millions. JayZ has escalated his legal team, accusing the woman who once sued him for rape and her attorneys of continuing to smear his name after even dropping the rape case. The hip-hop mogul filed an amended defamation and malicious prosecution lawsuit in Alabama. And amended. Oh, yeah, he ain't playing. He dead serious about this. On Tuesday, May the 6th, targeting the anonymous woman known as Jane Doe and her legal team led by attorney Buzbee. They're going to have to expose who this woman is eventually because she's been anonymous since it came out. The updated complaint calls out a TikTok video Doe posted in April 2025 where she lip synced to an aggressive audio clip saying, "You couldn't pay me $1 million to get an apology video out of me. I stand on what I said. F you," according to Rolling Stone. JayZ's legal team claims the video is part of a broad pattern of public statements that show a shocking and reckless disregard for the truth. Oh my God. I talk to podcasters about that a lot. And people that's creating content, when you do this, you start to have a family and friends and people that you don't even know in real life that you converse with on YouTube. And disregard for the truth, reckless disregard for the truth that is both intentional and malicious. You could be disregarding the truth trying to get your perspective out and don't even know that that's what you're doing. And when you do that, don't be surprised when them lawsuits start knocking on your mailbox and knocking on your door and people coming with complaints, sending complaints to your house that you owe some money. Because this is the new media, man. We the new media. People that's on YouTube, and I just got to be careful, man. My opinion. Doe never had a reasonable grounds to support any truth in her statements and acted with reckless disregard for the truth. The complaint states, in other words, she lied. Y'all ain't gonna get no money, man. Y'all gonna actually hinder yourself. This might be what Jay doing right now, might set a precedent for other people that's trying to get money out of men with reckless disregard of the truth. This might set the precedent and change some things. Because if she ends up owing him $10-20 million, he said he lost $170 million. You know, we seen Tasha K get sued by Cardi B for capping on the internet. This could set the precedent for more people to be shutting up. Although Doe dropped her lawsuit in February, she has not walked back her allegations that JayZ and Sean Diddy Combs are her. After the 2000 MTV Awards, let's see what ABC News got to say about this.
All right, now to burden of proof, where we jump into some of the biggest legal cases of the week. Joining me today is former Florida State Attorney Dave Aronberg. Dave, good to have you back again on this Saturday. We want to begin with this big development. The Alabama woman who said she was raped by rappers JayZ and Sean Diddy Combs when she was 13 has actually withdrawn her lawsuit against both men. Both men have denied these claims, and documents submitted by her attorneys did not include any reason or explanation for the withdrawal. JayZ's release, his attorneys released a statement saying, in part, the system has failed, and claims that this was simply a money grab. What do you think happened here?
Bill, good to be back with you. This was a troubling allegation because, first off, there were inconsistencies with her story, and it was a very serious allegation. And for instance, she said that her father picked her up from Rochester, New York to New York City, 5-hour drive, and then drove her home that night. But the father did not remember any of it. That's something you would definitely remember. And she also said there were other celebrities she spoke to at the party. Those celebrities were not even there at the party. So I think what happened is this woman's claims weren't vetted properly. And then once the inconsistencies were revealed, they then cut bait. And in exchange for dismissing this, the plaintiff's lawyers here are not going to be found to be liable under the law for any misdeeds. They're not going to be sent to the bar for any disqualification. So they're just both going to go their separate ways.
Okay, so over to A$AP Rocky's assault trial. It has moved to closing arguments phase after allegedly firing a gun at a former friend.
We don't want to hear about A$AP Rocky trial. We just heard for the content of JayZ Accuser dropped a lawsuit. That's all, buddy. That must have been an old piece of content that they added to this to show that Buzbee, he didn't have his stuff all together. And this is a hit piece. It could be a hit piece on Shannon Sharpe. JayZ spoke out, and he spoke eloquently, said, "Take me to jail." In his initial statements, Shannon Sharpe is being sued by Buzbee now, but his initial statements to me sound like it hurt him. And he was offering money. Hove never offered no money. I can't wait to see how the Shannon Sharpe situation unfolds. JayZ amended complaint goes further by accusing Buzbee of orchestrating a campaign to damage his public image. The filing alleges Buzbee directed his staff to make over 100 edits to Wikipedia pages tied to his law firm in effort to polish his own reputation while tarnishing JayZ and the Roc Nation. The lawsuit also names attorney Antiggon Puris as a co-conspirator. JayZ's team claims she allowed Buzbee to misuse her legal credentials to file the original lawsuit and failed to verify the allegations before moving forward. According to the complaint, Buzbee and Puris colluded to extort and defraud Carter by making false rape allegations against him. JayZ's attorneys said the fallout from the false allegations cost him a $55 million personal credit line and a $115 million loan for Roc Nation. The complaint notes that JayZ and Roc Nation are inextricably linked and that the reputational harm impacted both. The lawsuit accuses Doe and her legal team of attempting to pressure JayZ into a settlement by threatening to go public with accusations unless he paid up. Buzbee has denied the Wikipedia editing claims, calling them laughable and super weak. JayZ's legal team insists Doe had no reasonable basis to support any of her claims and acted with reckless indifference to the truth. The case remains active, with additional court proceedings expected to come in months. Wow, I didn't know it was still active. We'll see what happens. To be honest with you, I hope that Hov body them and get some money back from it, because he probably had to spend a substantial amount of money to hire that lawyer to deal with this case and to get it behind him. And people have a different perspective about JayZ. Jaguar Wright was putting out content. She is quiet now, though. Jaguar Wright was putting out content talking bad about Hov, and your public perception is everything nowadays, man. And that's this. People talking on these platforms about the biggest artists in the game is the downfall of hip hop in totality, my opinion. Hey, let's further the discussion in the comment section, though. Appreciate y'all tuning into my show, man. It's raining here. I think my internet lagging, but it is what it is. I had to get the content out. I appreciate y'all. Peace, love, plenty of abundance. Make sure you go get you some money, and I'm gone. Chill.